Hello viewers, I know it's been a while since my last video, and since then I have also changed some things on my computer and had a few upgrades. So first off, I'll start with my CPU that I changed the frequency, overclocked it a little bit. I got it running at 3.8 gigahertz and it's stable. My multiplier is 14.5 and my bus speed is 263, and my hypertransport link is 2111, and my memory with here tab and with the north bridge frequency is also 2111, and I left my memory clocks the same, the stock, as you can see here. But I have my voltage up to 1.46 and I'm working on that, figuring out what's a good voltage for it. Just gradually working my way down until it becomes unstable. But right now it's rock solid at 3.8 gigahertz. I can run Prime 95 on it for a long ass time, and it doesn't seem to ever stop, so that's a good sign. And it doesn't burn up either. It gets, stays nice and cool. And then here I have Fan Expert, which I'll get to that in a minute. Looks like somebody sent me a text message. Sorry about the vibration sound, but then my fan curve is a custom curve. And right here, the CPU temperature, this is like theoretical temperature or whatever, because there's a difference between CPU temperature and core temperature, and you always want to look at your core temp instead, which my core temp is over here, which is actually 27 degrees Celsius, so there's a big difference in the two, so you definitely want to make sure you're looking at the right one, which, like I said, is core temp is what you want to look at. And my CPU fan, I have, like I said, custom curve. Keeps everything nice and quiet, but yet it keeps it cool when things heat up a little bit. Which, as you can see here, the temperature goes up. My fan speed here on the left gradually goes up. And then, I don't know, just thought I'd show you this too. It's a cool little program that came with my motherboard. It's AI Suite. It's got the Fan Expert, which is the program up here. And it's got a Turbo V for overclocking, but I don't use this program. I do it all in BIOS. And there's EPU, which is just basically a power saving feature. And then this is kind of cool too. It's got the little chart showing how my frequency changes. You can see here it also says 3.8, which I am very happy in everything that I got my phenom up that high and it's stable. So yeah, then over here you can see my temps are nice and cool at about 28 degrees Celsius. And then another upgrade was I have 12 gigs of RAM in here instead of 8 like I had before. And I also have a GeForce GTX 660 graphics card, where before it was a 650. It's a 2 gigabyte version. And so then I guess I'll show you some of the hardware inside my case. Take my side panel off here and show you the inside. So in here, as you can see, I have a liquid cooler now. It's a new version of the Corsair H60 liquid cooler. It's a 120 millimeter fan on the radiator, which is also a 120 millimeter radiator. And in this new design, they improved the hoses. They used to be like a metal kind of, like a shower head hose kind of, I guess, is what I always thought they looked like. But this is my first attempt at liquid cooling anything, so this is all new to me. I'm just trying it out, and so far I'm very happy with it, because like I said, my overclock processor is running 28, 27 now degrees Celsius, so that's definitely worth it in my eyes. And then my other upgrade, my RAM here. These are Extreme Team sticks, these two black ones here. These are 4 gigabytes a piece, and then I still have these red ones, which are my G.skill rip jaws. They're 2 gigs a piece. And then the other thing I like about this liquid cooler is it's just a nice, simple, all-in-one enclosed loop. So you just stick the little water block on here, which it just has a little metal ring, which you can see the shiny metal ring around there, and then there's 2 little tabs on the top and bottom. And then there's little square shaped whatever latch things with a threaded part on them. You just thread them on these screws here, and then they just hook onto the plastic deal or socket around here. Then you just tighten it down, and there's pre-applied thermal paste on this water block. So all you gotta do is stick it on and tighten it, which is really simple. And then it's powered by a fan plug, which I have it plugged into my chassis fan there. And I can control the speed of this pump through the software on my machine, but I just leave it full speed so the water flows nice and even. And then you can see the 120mm fan on the radiator I have plugged into my CPU fan. So then that way it's the 4-pin pulse width modulated fan. So it runs a little bit more, a little more control over it. So then, then the other thing is my MSI GeForce GTX 660 graphics card. It's a very impressive card. As you can see, it supports SLI, which I still have a little plastic rubber thing on there, just to keep it safe and everything. And then it's powered by a standard 6-pin PCI Express power cable. And you can see the motherboard is actually longer than this card, so it's it's a nice, fairly compact card. And then what I like about the Twin Frozer 3 is it has two 70mm fans down here. And then this fan shroud on here is actually metal. I believe it's aluminum. So this whole card is like a chunk of steel, kind of, and aluminum. And then, it's just the PCB on there is pretty much the only thing that isn't aluminum. So it's got some weight to the card. And it runs games really good. I'll have to post some videos of it playing Crysis 3 and stuff, so get to that later. But as of now, that's a new graphics card upgrade. Otherwise, everything else is still the same if you watch any of my other videos. Then with my radiator here, I had to do a little case mod just to get it to work. As you can see up here, it's very close to my power supply. There's barely any room there. And then on the side here, there's just enough room that it fits. I mean, it's literally like I had to kind of push it in there, and it just, it's a snug fit. And down here on top of my PCI slots, it just barely misses them too. So yeah, it was definitely a tight fit to start with. I was kind of worried it wasn't going to fit for a little bit. And I actually had to do a little mod on here, like I said, which back here, as you can see, it does not line up with the pre-drilled holes for a 120mm fan on the back of my case. So I had to drill 4 new holes and about a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch below the standard pre-drilled hole there. So then that's mounted up nice and solid now. And then since I'm back here too, I know I can definitely feel heat blowing off of here, so that's, all my heat from my processor is being stored in here right now, blowing off through the liquid. So then like when I run Prime 95, there's really hot air coming out of here, which is good, because it's blowing off all the heat instead of having it on my CPU. So that's another thing that I liked about it, is it definitely does its job blowing off heat. Right now it's running same 26 or so. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely worth it in my opinion. And then I noticed just everything in my case runs cooler in general, just because that I used to have that air cooler with the fan and it was blowing and everything, and there's heat all over in here coming off of that heat sink. Where now all the heat from my processor goes straight out the back. So all this, my hard drives and everything run cooler in here, which my side panel being off also helps run cooler. But see, my graphics card is running about 42 degrees Celsius, which is nice and cool. I also have a custom fan curve on my graphics card here using MSI Precision, just so it keeps it nice and quiet until I'm gaming or whatever. Then I need to kick the fans up a little bit to keep things nice and cool. But yeah, overall that's my PC in a nutshell and everything that I upgraded. So I hope you guys like it, and just make sure you comment and subscribe, and you can even hit that like button if you want to. Kind of nice when you do that. So If you have any questions about any of this hardware or want to see Crysis 3 videos, like I said, I will make videos of my machine playing Crysis 3, so just leave comments on the video, and I like to read them, and I'll try to reply to them whenever, when I get the chance. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.